Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. As we start this edition of Newsgram, I want to first apologize for my voice. I'm coming off a bit of a cold, but I am feeling better. So bear with me as we plunge into a brand new episode. It's about inspiration. You know, we all find inspiration in our own unique ways. For many of us, it can be found in our personal experiences, our conversations with others, or our struggles and achievements. Maybe you find inspiration through journaling, listening to music, or maybe meditating. For Sonja Wilson, it was an up-close and personal encounter with one of nature's most beautiful spectacles.
I was in a car and I was driving a car that needed repair, so the windscreen wipers weren't working. As the rainbow appeared across the road, the wind shifted and I went through it. It did a dance on my dash. It was just the most magnificent feeling that you could ever experience. And then I turned the corner as I had gone out of the rainbow and I went through again. And it just gave me an opportunity to take everything in. And ever since, I've just been appreciating everything I have and everything the world has to offer. And I see the world in a very different way to most people.
If you've ever been through a profound experience like this, it can definitely be life-changing. These kinds of events tend to shift our perspectives, reshape our values, and they can open our minds to new ways of thinking. For Sonja, it helped to redefine her faith and lead to enlightenment.
Spirituality is about everything that isn't material. You know, it's about life, it's about why we're here, it's about our purpose, it's about everything that isn't material. And that's what's in the pot of gold. And the pot of gold, what applies to one applies to all. So the fact that I've been enlightened is everyone's destiny and everyone's journey. And for example, we're supposed to live forever, but that seems like an unachievable goal. In actual fact, it isn't. It's inevitable because of evolution.
Sonja has had many profound experiences that have shaped her perspective, and the culmination of them is now available in her book, Have You Ever Seen a Rainbow Dance? A Poetry and Songbook, 25 years in the making. It's where her spiritual insights extend beyond personal enlightenment. She also reinterprets biblical history.
Well, the main thing I wanted to address is enlightenment, which, you know, there's the fact that the greatest enlightenment in the book is the fact that Jesus Christ was actually originally Adam. So Jesus and Mary were originally Adam and Eve, and they were not, even Adam and Eve, they weren't respected because they sinned and cast us into hell. But the fact is that this is a step that we had to take in order to create a perfect world. So we should be celebrating them, not looking at the negative, but looking at the positives that they left behind and worshipping them, not just Jesus, but Jesus and Mary, Adam and Eve, and God. When I looked into Christianity, that was all about Jesus, overkill on Jesus, where I really wondered where the worship of God was. And that's where I'm from. I don't follow religion. I respect all religions and learn from each and every one of them, but I follow God. And that's what I want to teach and people to take away from this and my books.
Her journey hasn't been without challenges. She's also faced mental health struggles. But her faith has been her guiding light, the thing that's helped her through these challenges.
I suffer from manic bipolar and I had 13 nervous breakdowns. And each time, the enlightenment was the one thing that carried me through. And I was able to appreciate, even at the worst of times, everything that I did have and everything that I was receiving. So I've learned to appreciate the negatives and the positives and see both of them and see a world that I didn't see when I was younger. I know what it's like to feel like, does God exist? Does this? And all the questions. And because I asked so many questions, I got all the answers that I wanted, and I still do. And that's accessible to everyone. All you have to do is ask and you shall receive.
Sonja believes life is a journey of lessons. She sees hardships as opportunities for growth, and she designed her book to help readers understand life's meaning, to find their own inner peace, find positivity, and embrace their own personal journey with hope and faith.
is everything you need is found within. Like, for example, I have that little bit of something inside of me that's been missing that isn't missing anymore. And that's why I want to help with other people, because once you know what the future has in store, what we're here for, why we're have to go through all the pain that we do, once it makes sense, and that's what I've tried to do with my book, is make sense of it, of life, it becomes easier to put up with the things that you have to.
A tool that helps you find enlightenment and put up with the hardships of life? That sounds pretty good to me. Have you ever seen a rainbow dance by Sonja Wilson Watterson? It's available now at Amazon.com and many other places online. Check the show's notes for links. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from WebTalkRadio.com.